It's bad for you.
What does alcohol do for me? Take me out of who I am. Gets me to doing some things I wouldn't necessarily do if I was in my right mind. Get drunk make me do and say some things that I wouldn't normally say if I was in my right and sane mind. Another right vow, a vow to the Lord is to say, I will not take anything or eat anything that would make me act crazy about you, God. Crazy against you. Make me do some things my parents told me not to do. That's what strong drink will do for you. Strong drink will make you do some things that you know you're not supposed to do. Some things that you know in the pastor's face that you wouldn't do. Some things you know in your own right you wouldn't do. But when you're drunk, you can't control yourself.
My God.
The Bible says don't go near it. Not even a raisin to say, this is just a little bit, it won't do nothing for me. Number 2, separate from a razor upon the head. Not allowed to shave your hair or cut your hair. Let the hair grow, the locks grow between the end of the vow. That means your locks had to grow, your hair had to grow all the way to the end of the vow. And if Samson was to be a Nazarite as he was to life, that means his hair was not to be cut until the end of the vow. Which means the end of his death. His hair wasn't to be cut until he was to die. Now I know these days we don't let our hair just grow and get crazy, but it symbolizes how we look. Can I look at you and tell you that you have a vow to the Lord? Can I look at you young people while you're in school and tell that you have a vow that I'm saved? When you're talking in your conversations, can I look at you, can I hear you and declare that that little girl got a vow to the Lord? Can I hear you in your conversation on the phone and you're texting? Can I see that you've made a vow to the Lord to serve him and serve him only, to separate yourself from foolishness? Then it says, number 3, separate yourself from any dead body, any dead thing that has no life, no vision, no press, no push, no desire for better, just dead.
My God.
That means, elder, I got to separate myself from anybody that don't want to live for God and don't want to live right. I got to separate myself from anybody that does not have vision for God that ain't going nowhere. Young people, I got to separate myself from the dummies and the fools that are acting crazy in class because they are going nowhere. I separate myself because I made a vow to the Lord. Separate myself from anything that looks like lesbianism. I separate myself from anything that looks like it might violate me. In the classroom, outside the classroom, at work, in my home. I separate myself from any website that will deaden my spirit. I won't touch it. I can't even go near it because it will defile my vow and the life that God has given to me as a Nazarite. And I know, you know, the Old Testament foreshadows the New Testament. So I vow to the Lord when we get saved and said, when he said be separate and be separate among them and leave the world, don't be of the world.
My God.
We're telling God, I made a vow. And our vow is like Samson. Unto life.
My God.
Samson messed up, y'all. He loved Delilah. First of all, he had a weakness for women. You see that first of all, he went looking for a hoe, a harlot, and he laid with her. He wasn't married to her. He was married before, but he wasn't married no more. So this person who he laid with was not his wife. He had a weakness for women. But he is a judge, a prominent man in this particular time. He says, and he's a Nazarite, he's made a vow, but he's sleeping with hoes. Y'all got a vow to the Lord. Y'all saved, sanctified children, dancing and singing joyful. And y'all texting y'all have a conversation with people that don't mean you no good and want to take the virgin that's in you, because once the virgin is gone, the urging starts. They won't take that virgin in you. Once that virgin leaves, the urging comes alive. He was. Took his standards from up on the hill and went down to the valley of sorrow. Sorrow stands for the vine of grace. No, he didn't drink a drink, but he went down to the valley streets to find another woman and love her. How you gonna fall in love with your weakness? Some of us are too comfortable. We fall in love with our weakness. And we go down to the valley to find it, to fall in love with it. He loved Delilah.
All right.
And he found her in the land of the Philistines. And you heard that he was born to deliver and separate the children of Israel from the Philistines.
All right.
But he went to the Philistine camp in the valley of drunkenness. To find the grape. The valley of Shur, to find a woman that you want to fall in love with. Why do we go to the valley to fall in love? Is that because the hill has too many standards, young people? Old people? Why do we go to the valley to find a man, single women? Is that because the hill has not many to pick from and we're tired of waiting? Why do we go to the valley, young men, for a hoe? Hoe a man, a hoe a woman, just a hoe, a harlot. Somebody who's been with everybody and then to fall in love with that in the valley. But we're supposed to be separated. Y'all know why you go to the valley? Because everybody in the valley doing the same thing. And anybody can't tell in the valley because they there. I can't come tell on you when I'm there. So you go to the valley where the saints go. You go to the valley where the drunk people go. Where the drunk saints go. Where the drunk children go.